When the universe shows you that you're mentally exhausted, take care of yourself, all right? Like, really take care of yourself. Like, do things, self-care, let grown people be grown, and fend for their own issues. Don't try to be there for everybody just because you can. Like, you are important. You are valued. You are enough. Have you ever lost yourself? And if so, how did you find yourself again? Um, I lose myself probably about once every 2 to 3 months, something like that. You know, something like that. Uh, but in all seriousness, I mean, it happens. It happens you're when you're used to trying to vie for attention, right? And that was your makeup. That was what I pretty much, that's how I interpreted the world around me in which I grew up in, my environment, that I had to be something to be seen. Because it's really just about being seen. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you feel unseen, you're gonna do whatever it takes to be seen. Whether that is showing your cleavage online, whether that at a young age, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got these titties at 12 or 13 and you want to be looking grown, or you are young, you know what I'm saying? Body's kind of developed a little bit faster than usual. You want to show off, take your shirt off, Petey Pablo type shit, you know what I'm saying? North Carolina, in our case, Virginia, come on and raise up. Like, just wanting to show your body off, and you got a bird chest, you ain't but 10 pounds, and you want to show that off to any and everything, thinking that girls like it because you saw people looking at KC's skinny ass from Jodeci and tripping when they saw him with his shirt off, or Tupac, or whoever your influence was, you know what I'm saying? But started then, right? And trying to become something, trying to be seen. And then you become an adult, and now the pressure's really on because you're no longer a kid. Now I have to perform. Now I have to deliver. I have to execute, because it's not just me now. Now you're a father. You're a young father. And now the pressure is really, really on, because your child cannot take failure in your mind. You know what I'm saying? As far as, like, for them to thrive, you have to be the perfect parent in order for your kid to succeed in this life. And that couldn't be anything further from the truth. My kid, I mean, she taught me this, told me straight to my face, you know, she wanted to see the authentic me. You know, she didn't want to see perfect me. And it took some time to absorb it and to appreciate it. You know, the fact that she just didn't want a perfect dad. She just wanted her dad. That was it. And, like, a lot of times when you're a people pleaser, you can get caught up in trying to be there for any and everybody in some way, shape, or form, just to show how intelligent you are, how emotionally intelligent you are, how muscular you are, how handsome you are. Whatever your vice is, you know what I'm saying, for your ego, you're going to just let that shit shine in hopes of getting love in return, as if you are lacking it, but you are in abundance of love. We all are in abundance of love. You know what I mean? But the way our inner child is set up, you know, the inner child believes that it's lacking something. And very well, the inner child might be lacking something, but you are no longer your inner child, but that's just your programming in your brain, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's important, parents, for us to be there for, like, our kids emotionally, not just in the physical sense. I mean, the physical sense definitely matters. I'm sure my daughter can attest to that. But also, like, mentally, spiritually, but definitely emotionally being there for our kids, so that we can validate how they feel, so they don't need the world to validate them. and I being feeling like I wasn't seen, I wasn't validated, so I wanted to be validated by the world. And it's a never ending journey trying to be validated by the world, wanting someone to just love you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not able to get somebody to love you, then become what people love. People please. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be there for everything, whatever it is, meeting different kinds of people, becoming different people. You know what I mean? And before you know it, when you're trying to vie for that said love, you don't even know who the fuck you are anymore. And that's where you lose yourself. And I've lost myself a few times in life, just trying to adapt, trying to survive. You know, it's a survival thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to leave my area. I left my environment at 18. You know, the Virginia slang, all we used to say, stick man, and you know what I'm saying? All those statements that we used to say in Virginia, I left all that shit behind, and I joined a world that was meshed together with a whole lot of shit. Like in the Air Force, you know, it was a gang of us. And in Miami, you know, there's a different, it's a different lifestyle, it's different lingo, all that shit. And I just wanted to fit in. You know, I was young and I just didn't get that proper teaching, you know, I mean, the most effective teaching in regards to just being yourself and remembering to be yourself no matter what. Don't get me wrong, you take on a few things, you know what I'm saying, and add it to your repertoire, but for the most part, ashamed to be yourself and in truest form. But thankfully, the world gives you failure, let down, and humbles you and shows you exactly who the fuck you are and lets you know that's okay. So like losing myself, I lose myself quite a bit, you know, and now on purpose because I don't want to hold myself to a box. This is me, and I won't try to do anything outside of what I feel me is. Now I'm just figuring out me on a daily basis. You know, every day I'm creating a new me. Whoever Romy is, whoever John is, you know what I'm saying, is a fluid concept. I'm just going to pick up and go and add new shit every fucking day. Do something that scares me every fucking day until it becomes second nature. And then it's like, all right, this is what I gotta do to improve. This is what I'm going to do to improve. This is how I've improved. And so losing yourself, I lose myself trying to be like others. I lose myself trying to be there for others to a negative degree. There's nothing wrong with being there. I mean, it's not a bad thing to be there for others. You know, that's what a friend does. But to the point where you lose yourself and trying to be there for everybody else but you. That is where you need to find the balance. And you know, it's exhausting, it's mentally exhausting. And but when those times happens, when the universe shows you that you're mentally exhausted, take care of yourself, all right? Like really take care of yourself. Like do things, self-care, let grown people be grown, and fend for their own issues. Don't try to be there for everybody just because you can. Like, you are important, you are valued, you are enough, and we are very much capable of handling our own issues. You know what I'm saying? That's how you help the world. You help the world by taking care of your own issues, and they can take care of their own issues. Now, if you were programmed to like take on your parents' issues and be there for them emotionally, then it's almost second nature for you to be there for everybody else's problems because you think you have to do that in order to receive love. But that was just an ineffective teaching that you may have received. It's definitely what I received, you know what I'm saying, as far as it being ineffective in showing you about your own needs and wants. And that's what therapy has taught me. It taught me about being there for my own needs and wants and risking saying no and not feeling guilty about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just learning to be there for me and take time, self-care, do, you know, have days where you just do shit for you. When you do lose yourself, I find the best way to find myself again is by sitting with me and nothing else, sitting with all those feelings that come up, yeah, sitting with all the pains and all the worries and just letting them go. And over time, it's like you figure it out somehow, some way. And I'm grateful for those moments where I just feel like I'm not shit. I feel like I can't go on. I feel like I'm suffering from imposter syndrome. Like, this is not for me. This whole leading a movement, leading this YouTube thing, being a leader amongst my peers, amongst my tribe. And I'm not strong enough for this thing. And that's just my ego trying to prove to me that I don't deserve something. And give a fuck about deserve. I've earned this. You know what I'm saying? I've put in the work. I've read books for years. I've listened. I've watched TED Talks. I've watched videos on emotional intelligence and, you know what I'm saying, in mental health. I've gone to therapy. I've taken what these professionals have given me and applied it to my life. That's the whole point of therapy, is to apply it to your life. And then I was able to connect a lot of things that they were sharing, and it helped me to become a better person. So just, you know, grateful for, you know what I'm saying, Megan, grateful for Dr. Bermudez. And, you know, I will promote them. I'll be their promoter forever for the gems that they gave me, the gems that, you know, she gives me on a weekly to bi-weekly basis whenever I'm able to see it. You know what I'm saying? But therapy has shifted my mind in ways that I couldn't even fathom. And also spirituality. Being more spiritual than religious, you know what I'm saying, has enabled me to find myself whenever I feel lost. Stoicism, spiritual awakenings, these things I've discovered these things, and they've enabled me to just kind of pick up the pieces to become, you know, Bruce Leroy when he's trying to figure out who the fucking master is. Simba when he out there in the fucking wilderness with the drunk ass monkey, Rafiki and shit, and he smacks him upside the head, and he just get it. Like, these moments when you lose yourself, this is what comes into play. Batman in The Dark Knight Rises, when, you know what I'm saying, he goes back to where Ra's al Ghul, whatever the fuck my nigga name is, Liam Neeson's character, Ra's al Ghul or something like that. I forget his fucking name. Somebody will say it, and they'll probably text me or write a comment, or you'll say it out loud as you're hearing me fuck up the name. But Ra's al Ghul, him, when he goes back to that lair where he started in the darkness and his lowest, he climbs out and he finds himself again. And that's pretty much what I'm saying here, is like, you gotta be with yourself and figure out like where you came from, so that you can know exactly where you don't want to go, and also where you've been. And it takes time. It takes time to get there. We can get there. Just don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. Don't give up on the person you're becoming. I've been at a very low place in my life where I really, really wanted to give up. Not just once, not just twice, more than 10 times, where it's just like, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with life. I'm done with being mistreated by people that I keep trying to do nice things for. I'm done with all this shit. Pretty much making myself out to be the victim. And I wasn't a victim, I was just being crafted into something that was going to help not just my peers, but the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, my contribution to society, if you will, spark the brain in hopes that they can heal, and then they can help others heal, and then those people can help others heal. And it just, you know what I'm saying, like, us being able to forgive one another for shit that was done to us, but also protecting ourselves by establishing healthy boundaries. Everything that, you know, has been taught in spirituality, everything's been taught in therapy, all of that. So, like, losing yourself, I have lost myself. I found myself by being with myself, and I love myself unconditionally. You know, I say that every day. I love you unconditionally, Rome. No matter what, man. I mean, it's not gonna stop me from still put forth effort every fucking day of my life, like trying to better myself in different ways, practicing more discipline. Discipline is self-love. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how much do you love yourself? Do you love yourself enough to not eat, you know, high calorie foods such as Nilly Bean and apple pie all the time? You know, cheeseburger, macaroni, stuffed crust, General Tso's chicken, better known as General Toso, but like my daddy say, it's just a whole bunch of foods that I enjoy fucking eating. That's high calorie foods. You know what I'm saying? It gives that dopamine, but you gotta have the discipline. Otherwise, your body is going to store all that sugar as fat. I found myself. What can I say? And I keep creating more. I keep creating updated versions of me. I'm like a Apple update. I update every motherfucking day of my life. You know what I'm saying? Until I leave this earth, I will be updating. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to figure out new ways to do things for myself, do things for others, influence others, plant seeds, all of that stuff. That's what I live for. I live for that. I live to learn. I love to learn, and I'm very much human. I make a lot of mistakes, and I just do my best to learn from them. I've definitely lost myself, and I found myself by just self-care, self-love, self-discipline. So here's the part where I big up a lot of people in my life, throughout my life, where I've seen them do so many things for me. Let me start off with my parents, right? Extreme kindness. One thing in particular, my keyboard. I mean, you're not really able to see it within studio, but no, in studio, the very same keyboard that my parents bought me when I was 16 because they heard me playing on that rinky-dink ass keyboard that my dad had. I was playing all the songs that were coming on. So they had the idea that they were gonna go to Radio Shack down street from where we lived, you know what I'm saying, like in Burbers Grant, not too far, you know, it was like right next to the Payless shoe store back in the day. And the new Wendy's, it was new then, it's old as shit now, it's like maybe 20 years. But kindness, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't have to do shit and they wanted to come up there and visit me. You know, just to show, that's just, you know, the test of the brotherhood that we had created down there when I was in Homestead. Moving to Jacksonville, having friends take me in, didn't know me, I don't know, shit, all of a month, if you will, and bringing me around family, you know, what's considered family, whether dysfunctional or not, you know what I mean? But bringing me around and just showing me pure love and kindness as if you've known me for whatever time. You know what I'm saying? And like, I can never repay these individuals for the love that they've shown me. It came at a point in time where I didn't even realize I even could use that in my life. Co-workers, you know what I mean? Being there to help me move into a new home. At a moment's notice, using their truck, building shit in the house, building shit outside the house. Like, I'm talking about like things that I probably would still be doing if I did not have their help right now, trying to figure it out. And like that extreme, I say extreme kindness. I'm just a very, very blessed individual is what I'm saying. And I'm not the only one. I mean, I believe you guys, even if you think about your life, you're very blessed to be in the position that you're in right now. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what's got you down. Focus on what you have, not what you don't have. And I mean, like I said, I'm truly thankful. I'm truly thankful. Oh, I mean, like extreme kindness in the sense like having neighbors that, you know, this is during COVID, right? And my neighbors, they would be walking their dog and they see me cooking grilling. I was learning how to grill at the time. It was during like right when COVID kicked off. So I had like a whole bunch of, you know, like meat that I was learning how to grill. and my neighbor kept walking past. Always see me outside trying to cook a hot dog, cook burgers, ribs, chicken, etc. And then they like the day I move out of my apartment, to move from Homestead to Georgia, they show up with a new grill, a bigger grill than what I had before. I'm talking about like extreme act of kindness. I didn't have to give them, I didn't do anything but be kind. Thought-provoking conversations with these neighbors. And then, I'm saying, like, deciding to do this. And I'm talking about, like, there's so much to be grateful for in this life. I'll say this, my family, for that matter, my uncle and his family, when they moved to, I was away from my family, like my immediate family, when I was in the Air Force. But I had an uncle that was in the Air Force, and he happened to move there with his family. And I'm talking about, like, I could go to his house just to hang out whenever I wanted to get that that family-oriented feeling. Whenever Thanksgiving came around, it didn't matter. Come through, Ron. Or sit in the garage and just watch Martin on YouTube. I used to sit in my uncle's garage. This is long before, it was coming out on DVDs, and where I copped all of them. I sold them on eBay, but I copped all of them because I bought them on iTunes and shit. But back then, I would go to his garage, and I would sit, listen to my cousins learn how to rap, and I would also watch YouTube, and I would watch Martin on YouTube, just sit there for hours on end. And when my dryer and my washer and dryer didn't work in my apartment, my uncle and my aunt, they allowed me to wash clothes like no problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like extreme kindness. And there are things that you just don't forget, man. I've seen so like the many people that I've been in line with in Publix, and they see I got 3 items and they got 20, and they decide to move out the way so that I can pay for that. Extreme kindness for no reason at all. I can go on for days, like, about extreme kindness that I'm just grateful for and able to witness, and I just want to give that back myself. But a lot of people take advantage of that shit, so you don't know how to take the good from the bad. But that's what unconditional love is really all about, man. And I want to thank them for that unconditional love that all those people that I listed showed me through the years. And like I said, there's so many people that I could name in situations where extreme kindness is being shown. But that's just a few of them. For those people who have shown me that unconditional love, I love you unconditionally. Thank you for all of that. And that's really all I got to say about extreme kindness. What was the most historic thing you witnessed in person or took part in? All right, so number one, 9/11. Witness. I'll talk about the witness aspect. Witnessing 9/11, being 11th grader, and Miss Guerrero. Well, I was trying to get the fuck out of Miss Guerrero's class because Miss Guerrero was on some other shit this year. I don't know. First year in 9th grade, everything was cool and smooth. And then, like, in 11th grade, Miss Guerrero was just on some, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Miss Guerrero was on. But I was in guidance trying to get the fuck out of her class. And I'm in there with Miss Williams. I'm in there with Miss Payton. And I forget who else is in there. But we're in there, we're in the office at Nansemond River High. And I go and look there's like a TV, and it's like on the roller joint, you know what I'm saying, them fat ass TVs, and it's on like the little roller shit they used to bring in, for like, whenever you was gonna watch a movie, instead of doing your work, come in on that little roll, that little roll of shit. But I see Bush, and he is standing in front of a elementary classroom, and then they kind of do a split screen shit, and they show the plane hitting hitting one of the buildings. I think it was the first building. No. By that time he was talking, I think both of them had been hit. So I'm, you're not really thinking anything about it. I mean, because I didn't know enough. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't that privy to. Excuse me. I wasn't that privy to politics or just the world around me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, like I said, I think that they said that we could go home, like if you wanted to. I think Mr. Macklemore, shout out to Mr. Mac. I believe he said that we can go, like, if you can drive home, you can go home or whatever. And I couldn't drive home at the time, but I don't know. It was just weird, right? And then to go home, thinking I'm gonna watch my favorite music videos on Cedar's World. You know what I'm saying? Just to date myself. Because Cedar's World came on at like 2 o'clock, I think it was 2 to 3, or 2, no, it was 2 to 4, and then Rap City came on at 4. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go home and watch Cedar's World on BET, and I see people covered in just ash walking the streets of New York, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? It literally, like most people said, it looked like something out of a movie. You know what I mean? Like to see the ash and all that happen. And I don't know, it's just a different fucking feeling. I'm telling you, you had to be there to understand what I'm talking about. I mean, obviously I wasn't in New York, we were in Virginia, but like to see this shit on television and asking yourself like, what's really going on? And so 9/11 was something that was witnessed. Of course, COVID, we're still alive, and mostly everybody COVID. I witnessed that. Not only did I witness it, I had it. And, we go from seeing Rudy Gobert playing with microphones at the, at a press conference till the NBA is deciding that they're gonna, first off, that year was just wild to begin with. Starting off with Kobe Bryant dying in a fucking helicopter crash. And, that set the tone for that year. It was a very somber year, 2020. But I'm talking about not knowing if you can go get groceries. Saying that they weren't gonna sell meat anymore. A whole bunch of shit that was going on during COVID. And that's, again, like I said, I learned how to grill because of it, because I wasn't sure we were gonna have any more meat, so I bought up the whole fucking thing, and I had to make room, so I was cooking stuff. But like going to work, wearing masks, thinking it was like some kind of, how like in The Lion King where Rafiki's got he catches the dust in the air, thinking you can catch it that way, like literally you walk outside and you can catch COVID. I didn't know, what I'm saying? Just wasn't sure how things were. Everybody getting padded up, Clorox wipes, masks, a whole bunch of things that we did not know anything about with COVID, just trying to survive. And some of us lost family members due to COVID. So obviously bringing up COVID, taking time to recognize those that we did lose during COVID, so sending healing energy and prayers to those families that were affected by that. I mean, it was just wild to see the spread of it all, you know what I mean? And you had, obviously all of us were there, but just the cliche saying, the common phrase, you had to be there to understand this, the level of anxiety of just sitting at home, not going anywhere, talking to, like maybe even trying to deal with the curfew, seeing if I can even go down to like my best friend's house before I move, because I had already made a decision. I was about to move to Georgia. So occasionally we just lounge together, sit out on the patio and drink and just watch how quiet it was. I mean, COVID was the initial uh, thing of COVID was tough to to take on, and I had so much anxiety about catching COVID, and then to go to Georgia, not even there 2 weeks, and I catch the shit, you know what I'm saying, at my cousin's house from the party he was throwing, you know what I'm saying, and he got it, I got it, another one of our cousins got it, I believe, I believe my cousin got it, but it was different, right? Like just going to work, having to wipe down everything. Wiping steering wheels, spray, Lysol being out of commission at the store. I'm talking about like we had, people trying to find Lysol. Trying to find Lysol was like trying to find a PS5 right when it came out. There was no fucking Lysol anywhere. Like it's like, if you got people trying to catch other folks talking about, I got some Lysol, I got the hookup. We are literally doing drug deals for fucking Lysol cans. You had to be there. I want to finish the historical moments on a lighter note as well. So I want to talk about Rockefeller, Rough Riders, Master P, Bad Boy era in music, right? And you really had to be there to witness what was happening. Like seeing this, watching the Source Awards as a little kid, when Suge goes on stage and says the whole thing, come to death row, and like I was like, this shit look wild in here. You know what I'm saying? I was scared. I literally was like 9, 10 years old, scared what I'm watching right now. I mean, Bone Thugs, I was very much a big Bone Thugs fan. Didn't know what the fuck they were saying, but big ass fan. And then like seeing everybody in the building. That was the same night Outkast was there, and Andre said the infamous statement for the South. The South got something to say. That's all I got to say. And Biggie winning. Brooklyn, we did it. Brooklyn, we did it. Suge getting on stage talking about come to death row. Like that period from 95 until, let's say, even graduating. 50 Cent's first album, Get Rich or Die Trying. You had to be there. That was my senior year, and there was just so much energy behind In the Club. When I tell you, In the Club was probably one of the most played fucking singles I've ever heard. I would put it up there next to Come On Ride That Train by the Quad City DJs. They, at least back home, like our radio stations, they played that shit the fuck out. Or Mabu by Ghost Town DJs. You had to be there for when these singles hit. When Aaliyah's single hit, Are You That Somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like in the summertime, it was the joint. You know what I mean? When Nelly's album came out, Nelly's second album came out, was Nellyville, and Hot in Her, and then of course Dilemma with Kelly Rowland. You had to be there for these things. But like Master P, feeling the emotion behind Master P would make them say, like they played that bitch the fuck out. DMX, Stop, Drop, Rough Riders anthem, all of everybody from, from the Rough Riders coming out, DMX, Lox, Eve, Drag On, Parlay, like all these folks, that we took accustomed to in music. You really had to be there to witness hip hop becoming what it is at the time. I was fairly young for that Tribe Called Quest stuff, so I'm not really able to claim that as far as me, investing in that in high school and all of that. But like seeing things just take place in music, it was or seeing when Michael Jackson came out on the BET Awards. When I tell you, I lit the fuck up seeing Michael Jackson being on that stage with James Brown. And James Brown, like you don't understand what we were witnessing. Both of them are no longer with us, and we saw history. You had to be there to see it. You know what I mean? Like to understand what that even means, to grow up idolizing Michael Jackson, and knowing that he idolized James Brown, and to see them both on stage just, you know what I'm saying, dancing is only they can do. And of course, Chris Brown, very much can dance. Genuine, Usher, the whole talk, who is going to be the new Michael Jackson. Closest thing we got to Michael Jackson is Chris Brown. Let's end the fucking discussion. That's it. All right. He's nasty. Usher's amazing artist. He ain't fucking with it. He ain't fucking with it, man. Chris is just he from another planet. He is. I believe so. He's just from another planet, and I'm grateful to say that he's from Virginia. And I know a lot of people feel some type of way about Chris with that whole Rihanna shit, but eventually somebody got to forgive him. You know what I'm saying, for what was done back then. She done moved the fuck on. She's a fucking billionaire. I think we can forgive this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But so many things, you know what I'm saying, that took part that you had to be there for. You had to be there for TGIF, you know what I'm saying, on Friday nights, when the lineup used to be Full House, Family Matters, Step by Step. I think at one point in time it was Perfect Strangers, and Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Like, you used to go to Blockbuster or something like that. You might go to Blockbuster and get a game with your dad or your mom, if you bug your mom enough. I know my dad ain't had no problem going to get like movies. We go get like 2 movies. I get about 2 video games at Blockbuster, and then come home, eat Pizza Hut, meat lovers. That was like me and my dad's thing, and my little brother, the families in general. And we would go like, and we would watch TGIF, and that was the thing. You had to be there for those moments, those nights when Martin used to come on Thursdays, along with In Living Color, Living Single, and I think Herman's Head, and I'm telling you, like, the way that TV is today ain't got shit on what we saw growing up. And it was just a feeling, man. Like, TV forced everybody to be in the same room at the same time, or in your individual rooms if you become a teenager. But like, it created family time. Now that we got cell phones and shit like that, the divide is there. I don't feel like we're, branching together as a family with like collectively as a family, because we have individual devices and stuff like that. When our phones, we're watching shit on our phones. But let me tell you, when Martin used to come on at 8 o'clock, was not missing it. Being outside, coming in the house just to see him and Pam go at it. You know what I'm saying? Wait for the Gina head jokes. Knew Cole was gonna say something stupid, and trying to figure out what the fuck Tommy did for a living. I mean, it just became an ongoing joke. But like, I'm talking about just being in those moments, man. Watching something historical happen, and you would never see it again. In Living Color, how many stars that were built off of that. Living Single being the pretty much the blueprint for Friends. Blueprint for Friends. You can look it up, all right? You know what I mean? But like, these things, you really had to be there to see it, to witness it. I'm just grateful that I was born in that time frame to witness all those things, from, like the TVs, like the Thursday nights with Martin, the Friday nights with TGIF, the music, the era, the pop era from, when it hit in 98 with NSYNC, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, O-Town, 98 Degrees, all the pop groups and shit. From seeing all the, the R&B, bands, Jodeci, Boyz II Men, Shy, having to live through all those things, the different cookouts, the music that we had for cookouts, skating rinks, skating rink music growing up. I'm done. That's it. I can talk about this shit for days. Fucking done.